Taylor here. Today we have Damian Hapke, Nick Brunzell, and Tristan LaBelle with us. Thank you guys for coming in.
Thank you for having us.
To start with, can you share how long you've been with FFL? How'd you guys find FFL? And you all have Archangel gear on. What is that?
Yeah, so we started July 1st, and Archangel was an idea to really make insurance as simple as possible for everybody, and offer, whether it be Medicare, whether it be life insurance, any insurance, so we can focus on tailoring the correct insurance for what the people need. Originally, we started out as an agency as more of like a captive mindset, and that went on for about a month. And after we started realizing, we're kind of doing this wrong, we switched over to the same mindset that, FFL is doing, and immediately we saw ours exponentially. So.
Okay. So you guys all worked at a different captive company before Family First Life.
Correct.
Yeah. How many years?
I was there 6.5 years.
I was there for over a year.
Yeah, about 2.5 years.
Okay. And what'd you guys think about, how'd you hear about Family First Life?
So at first we had one of our ex-agents. He quit where we were working, and then he started working for FFL. He reached out to me and basically gave me the whole story about it. With the captive mindset that we had, we didn't really believe into it because, we were kind of brainwashed, unfortunately. But we looked into it. We saw what the...
Wait, so is there only... you can't hire people?
You can, but they're not...
you could hire people as like a leadership management opportunity, and you get an override from those agents. But the mindset that we had before, right, was that, and these old companies have this mindset of, what's the least I can pay Andrew to work for me and keep his bills paid and keep him happy, right? Where FFL's motto, their mindset is, how can we pay everybody? Which, when you say that out loud, it kind of sounds like insanity that people try to do this and still are trying to do this. But when you help people make more money, they're going to want to help people make more money. And, as Damian said, when we first got introduced to FFL, we're all kind of like, we actually reached out to Eric in Texas, Damian did, to get a completely unbiased person that we didn't know, we've never met before. And that's how we got started, through Eric.
Yeah. And it's been, pretty good so far, August.
What about you? You guys are all brand new.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all started at the same time. Mm-hmm.
With FFL, you're brand new.
With FFL.
Right. Would take a minute to make it a captive company.
So what do you guys see the future here looking like?
An insane amount of growth.
Yeah.
And more opportunity than I've ever seen anywhere. So.
Were you guys used to working leads? Did you already know how to do that?
So, where we were working at before, leads were like prohibited. Like, you bought leads, you're
a loser.
No good. Yeah. I get it as well, because you're making 55% commission. Why would you buy leads? Doesn't.
Someone
make sense.
just wrote on my Instagram, "You buy leads, you guys suck." And I'm thinking, like, what would I do if I didn't?
Yeah.
You spend a lot of time on the phones.
Calling who?
Cold calling.
Yeah.
That's
calling.
what we used to do, yeah.
Or door knocking?
Yep.
Yeah. That was about 50% of it, door knocking.
See, I wouldn't be in this industry if I had to do that.
Yeah.
A lot of people, when we do our interview process, we say, oh, we have an app on our phone, you could do this, you could door knock prospect people. They're like, door knock people? Thanks.
Yeah.
Go back to the mall.
Yeah, that's crazy. Now back to what you said. When FFL opened up, I may have had 10 people on my team, and I wanted to make more spread. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, but something changed where I said, okay, if I train this guy and I give him the best opportunity to win, and I don't make a lot of money off of him, then he has a higher chance of succeeding, right? Because he has all of that capital coming back into his own bank account that he could then build an agency and do the same thing with.
Reinvest.
Now, some people, though, they just don't reinvest, and they don't make it in this business anyways. They don't make it. But for the person that is going to make it, that's increasing their chance of succeeding. And then you go, okay, over the next 20 years, how much more money am I going to make because they're still here?
Right.
You know?
Right. It's the long game versus the short game. How are you going to pay your bills tomorrow versus how are you going to retire in 20 years?
Yeah. Or retire.
Different
Or,
mindset.
yeah. We talked about this earlier. Then this snowball comes that you can't stop. Next thing you know, you have, like, dude, we were looking at our stuff, our small agency that had 10 people a few years ago, which is crazy.
Right.
And then this compounding effect that you can't, it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Well,
Yeah.
and not only that, but you're hanging around people that have the same opportunity, and really they're making the money that they need too, and that just the daily, work when you're hanging out with the people, with the people, your agents. It's like, okay, before that, the old mindset was like, I'm making a bunch of money and you're not making a bunch of money.
But
and now
hang
it's
in
like,
there.
hang in there. It'll get
You'll
better.
be there,
It'll
yeah.
get better. It'll get better.
No one can buy gas when they first start. This is normal. Don't worry. No one can afford gas. Everyone.
Well, what you said about the old companies,
Mm-hmm.
I think that times are changing. And especially with the internet, everybody knows what's there. If they don't know if they don't know about FFL, if they don't believe it, they still probably know about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Yeah.
This guy that originally talked to us about this, he was supposed to move. He was a lawyer, an international lawyer, and he was supposed to move to Europe and bring his whole family. And he ended up staying in the States because of FFL. And we know him personally.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, this guy's really smart. Why is he giving up a huge opportunity to live in Europe, doing the career choice that he wants for something like this? And so it took a few weeks, but it was like, there's something here. There's really, really something great here.
Okay. So I'm glad you guys found FFL. I think this is going to be huge. And you guys have the experience. Do you think it's good sometimes that you had that prior experience so that you know how good this is, opposed to just walking in the door to this?
It helped, for me at least.
I mean, if I could go back in time 2.5 years and
Well,
just start here, I'd
if
rather
if
do
we
that.
knew about
But you
it
don't know what
before,
you
yeah.
know now.
Exactly.
Exactly.
You needed that 2.5 years.
Yep. And we made the comment, working at it was like riding a unicycle through the desert. And with FFL, it's like you have like the whole Jeep setup with the air conditioning and everything. So it was really like running on a treadmill with the cheese in front. So there's a future.
What do you guys say to people that say, this doesn't work, it sucks?
I think I would ask a question and say, well, how long have you been doing it, or what are you not doing? I mean, did you sleep through the trainings, or there has to be some missing link, because you break it down. And I would ask too, who was teaching you? Who was your mentor? Are they making the income that you want to make? Because if they're not leading by example, if they're not making that income, who are you following?
And I think too, it's normal to be skeptical, right? In the day and age where everyone wants a 401k and they want to retire at 67 with their Medicare and call everything a day, out of the ordinary, really. So for someone to come in and be 100% bought in and believe, hey, they're going to be skeptical. We were skeptical. We've been in the industry, 6-7 years. So I think going through the process, walking them through the process and how FFL is different from previous insurance companies, from previous things they've heard, and just explaining to them that the process is different. We're trying to build a team to change the industry, to disrupt the industry, which is already being done. And we do that by building a team wide. But once I understand, and one of the good things we did learn our previous employer is the training process, right? We have all these great boot camps, all this stuff with FFL, but one of the things we do, and we still do, if someone's struggling, someone says, hey, this sucks, it doesn't work, sit down with me, let's call on the phones Monday, we'll go run all day and Tuesday. I'll show you that it works. Now, you got the proof is in the,
what are they going to say though if they watch you do it? Can they still say it doesn't work?
I mean, not very easily.
Not of you.
Well, I guess Jesus could walk on water, and some people would say it's because he can't swim. Some people, But if you're physically there writing the app in front of them, walking them through, and they still don't believe it.
But you can't do that for everybody.
No.
I never had a ride along. I did all of that. I went by myself.
Mm-hmm.
Even if I was struggling, I just had the desire to go through the nose and figure it out.
Difference, from FFL where we were before. Previously you get out of the appointment, you sell an app for in an hour and a half.
That's insane.
People that actually want insurance.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you want to talk to those people?
We were talking about the industries like a piñata, and it's like breaking open, but only a few little pieces of candy have fallen out in the last few years. But more people are finding out about what we're doing. More people are getting pissed off about what we're doing. I would say we disrupted a lot. I wonder if there's a word that's more than disrupting. Drew, what do you think?
I think there's a 4-letter one.
Like another name.
What's beyond disruption?
Let's see.
Let's see what Google says.
Separation. Break. There's not that much.
Break the industry.
Break the
I like that.
Yeah. Splitting.
Explode the industry.
Yeah, I like that.
Severance.
So you guys are building an agency.
Yeah.
If somebody wants to work with you anywhere in the country, they can. How can they reach out to you guys? That's all right. I do too.
I love you, Mom.
Yeah, she just requested me on Instagram too, so I think I'm next.
Oh.
Well, tell her to add me too. I
Will
want to
do.
be friends with your mom.
My phone's 305-710-4130.
Yeah, but we're doing phone numbers 813-507-2300. I mean, social media. That's a great way too. If you're trying to get in contact with us, see everything of what we're doing, and go from there, I guess.
And I think too, before we wrap it up, just to talk.
We're
a
not
little
wrapping
bit.
it up.
Oh no, okay,
No.
good.
Awesome.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I just want to touch base about our previous history. Were you going to go over that, Andrew?
Well, I want to now.
Okay, good. I mean, so I think it's important for people to understand, right? I grew up in Idaho, in a small town. My dad's a high school teacher, retired now. My mom was a stay-at-home mom. So, if ever I wanted over, my school closed budget for the year, which was $100, guess what? I went to work. So I've been working for a long time. I left. I was in the Navy for 4 years. I was a rescue swimmer. After that, I was in retail for almost 10 years. Insurance, 6.5 years before this, and now here. So I think the ethic and the mindset, and the dedication and the work ethic is all you need to have to be in this industry. It's not something that should be scary or to think that you can't do, right? Because we're regular people, just like people watching this today.
I love that. You want to give us more of your background?
Yeah. So born in Minnesota, in a really small town, like 8,000 people. Graduated high school, went to the Army. Actually, I spent 3 years as an infantry guy, and then got out.
He knows how to drive a tank.
Nice. That's a cool skill.
Yeah, and actually we had a training literally on the other side of this mountain in the Mojave Desert, so I've been here before. After that, I really just bartended, and I started a couple other businesses that failed miserably. I dropped out of college twice. Again, I'm not a rocket scientist. And then I, on a whim, really moved down to Miami. And then Nick, actually, I started working with Nick.
And he recruited you into insurance?
And not even really. It was completely by chance. It was like a random interview, and went in, and I needed a job at the time. And then we became really, really good friends, and that was pretty much it. So from there, stayed there, went into management, got my Series 7, and then we left, came here.
Love it. Jets when I walked in.
Yeah.
Because my friend's like, you should get a house in Miami. And I go, dude, I have one kid, a kid on the way, a wife, 2 little Boston Terriers, and I ordered a Cane Corso, one of those dogs that are huge, like 180 pounds. I'm like, dude, I got to fly private if I want to get all of them there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Miami might not be the best, vacation home for a wife and kids. So
Well, it's actually like not Miami, but
okay.
yeah.
Good. Yeah. you
Southern Florida.
Really got
Awesome.
the football team going on.
But I was thinking, how cool is that if I had a cane Corso on a private jet? Would that be sick?
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
And we've done like 4 or 5 meetings in one day
Yeah.
all over the country and got done what would take flying commercial probably a week,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
That's the reason I have it. That's the reason I have it.
Yeah. My friend said it's a
Convenient.
capitalistic tool.
Yep.
I'm like, man, pretty crazy.
It is.
You're next.
Well, I don't know. Dude, private jets, have you looked at how much they are to operate?
Yep.
Like, they're a lot to operate.
Yep.
We'll see, though.
It'd be nice. Could give you some tips on a couple planes that you could check out.
Yeah. Cool. So let's go to this. What have you guys seen? Actually, I have a question. This is just curiosity.
It's a little bit more of a complicated question because everybody's level of success could be a different number. And so I think that if you took 10 people and just because you're putting in your own effort, like your paycheck is what you put into it.
So how many people do you think they start selling insurance and they do it as a career? Like because I agree with you. Everyone's success is their own. They define that themselves. It could be one policy a month and they could live on nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what makes them happy,
Mhm.
right? How many do you think get started and stay in the business?
If you would have asked me that question about a year ago,
Yeah.
now with the training platform that we have
And the people
And-
you're working with.
Mhm.
and the people that you're working with, and not only that, it like the people, everybody that I've ever talked to at FFL has been amazing. They've done more than enough to help, and it's like impossible not to be successful when you're around that type of people. And someone told me, like, if you want to make a lot of money, go hang out with people that make a lot of money.
Do it for a career. I mean, you're gonna find the people that they try it out. They just don't like it.
Yeah, they don't like
I don't like to do this. Thanks
Yeah.
for the opportunity. But you know what? At least I always tell people I'm interviewing them, give it a try for a month, right? At least you know, or you're gonna know it's not for you,
Yeah.
right? I mean, being a high school teacher or a middle school teacher, right? I was gonna do that when I left retail before I went into the insurance industry. I like kids, so I thought I was gonna be a kindergarten teacher, right? I went to my friend who's a kindergarten teacher to shadow her for a day, right? It took one day, and I knew it wasn't for me. So it's just not for some people, right? It's not for you, right? But we're looking for the folks who like to talk to people. You know, the people who we find are successful in this industry, those 7 out of 10, people that are bartenders, people that work, at restaurants, who drive Uber, who are good with people, who like to talk to people, like to help people, who just want more.
And also, I mean, people that are already in the industry and that want to make a switch, go for it. I mean, if you're already selling insurance,
What do you have to lose?
what do you have to lose?
They bring that bad experience here. They don't trust anything. They don't listen to anything. And they kind of are bringing baggage with them. Do you guys have any advice on that?
Don't hire them.
What about baggage just in general? Some people can bring baggage from other stuff too.
I mean, when I was in retail for 10 years, like I said, we used to have a saying, like when you walk in the doors of the building, whatever happened at home, whatever happened with your spouse, whatever's going on, leave it at the door, right? You're here to do one thing. You're here to make a living and support your family and become successful, right? If you have previous experience that's not good, right? That's why you left. That's why you're not there anymore. That's why you're here, right? So that's in the past, right? It's like the hit dog, right? I'm not going to hit you again. I'm the different guy, right? I mean, it's a different mindset you have to have because people who have that mindset or don't think that they can do it aren't going to do it, right? It was a Henry Ford, right? Whatever you believe you can or you can't do, right? You're going to be right.
You're going to be right, yeah.
Right.
Annuities that FFL offers, like as far as competitive wise and what they do for
Crazy.
customers. Because you guys understand annuities pretty well.
Insane.
I don't think that there's competition out there.
I don't either.
I mean, that was probably 80% of my business.
I mean, when I talk to my clients too, I tell them the difference between Athene and these other annuity companies, right? Athene has one main office. That's it. They don't have 400 offices around the country that they have to pay for a staff, an administrator, and a manager, and all this stuff, right? All the money from all those offices they would be spending goes into your pocket.
Yeah,
They
that's a
just be
good
much
point.
more efficient with their investments.
And that same concept is why FFL is so amazing, because it's like, hey, you know what? Instead of spending all this money on all this extra things that we don't need, how about we pay our people so they can live a good life? You know, why wouldn't you want your team to make money? So it's the same thing.
Totally.
Yeah, it's nuts. What do you guys think? What type of leads do you guys use?
I mean, there's not too much planning involved. So if I can filter in the final expense and then work the finance cases, you know, the more complicated, you know, we're working with different things, it kind of sets it up, because we happen to come across people that are in Medicare.
Yep.
And Medicare, it's you know, you get compensated for it. It's federally regulated, but it's mostly just about building your monthly check. I mean, you're building renewals like crazy. So you're adding another source of income for yourself.
Yeah.
At the same time.
So we did Medicare for a little while with FFL, and I think I wrote like 200 apps from my final expense customers in like 30 days. And at the time we were growing so fast and we didn't have the infrastructure to manage everything because we were a brand new company. So we're actually bringing back Medicare, which is a big reason. There's a lot of reasons, but it's easy to get in front of people regarding Medicare on all lead types, internet, direct mail, everything. So people are going to start seeing a lot of that. Now, you guys are kind of ahead of everybody. For somebody that wants to work with you, you guys have already been doing this. So if someone gets involved, they go, I want to do life insurance and Medicare and annuities, they could reach out to you guys.
Correct. And we actually had someone from Ohio.
That's cool. So that's another long-term play.
Yeah.
But one issue though is you have to get your AHIP. You have to. It's not something that you just do. You have to.
Yeah.
You have to do all this stuff, and you have to stay on top of it. And and if you only do that, then it could take you a long time to make money. You guys agree with that, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. The main 90% of it is life insurance.
So bread and butter.
Yeah.
Add this in. Build your renewals up.
Just sprinkle it in as you come across them. You know, we're not really calling people for Medicare. We just naturally.
You're helping them as an additional tool.
Correct.
And another thing too is that we're already doing Medicare, and so we're still getting referrals, and we do a lot of like marketing with the what's the word I'm looking for, with the clinics, and they'll send people because they can't enroll them. So we're not spending a whole lot of time working that.
I mean, too, it ties in so well, right? You're sitting down with life insurance. You're asking them what kind of medications they take, how's their health. I mean, it doesn't take much stretch to say, who do you have for your current health insurance with Medicare?
Yeah.
Are you happy with it? Yes. Awesome. No. Okay. What don't you like? I mean, you're already sitting in the house. You're already on the phone with the person who's interested in buying something. Why not help them?
Yeah, I'm excited for FFL to bring this back and make a big push on it. It's going to be
huge.
It's going to be huge. So the first announcement is the next two big conferences is the official release of Medicare FFL.
Awesome.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
We'll be there.
Sweet. Yeah.
I think too, as we tie like the leads and the Medicare together, you know, having we have to have the right mindset, right? Whether you're calling, because when I first started, I mean, Damian and Tristan both know this, right? I was like, oh man, gotta buy leads. Haven't bought leads, you know, I gotta buy leads. I gotta wrap my head around this. And everybody that's new is thinking the exact same thing. I know they can't get out their credit card and give you $500 and not be wondering, oh shit, what if this doesn't work? This is my credit card I got here, right? But you have to have the right mindset that if you buy 75 leads, right? On Saturday we dialed, and I've been still going through this, and I know it works because I've done it and I see it work. But I have to retrain my brain to a different way to think. Answer, don't answer, don't answer, don't answer, please don't answer. Oh,
dude,
shit,
every week, my whole career, the phone was 1,000 pounds the first dial.
Yeah, and you just have to do it. You really do. You really do.
Just pick up the phone and dial.
Basically, the biggest issue is procrastination, and the most painful part is the procrastination.
Yeah.
Right? Would you agree?
Yes.
Purgatory.
Yeah, it's insane. Any tips you guys have for new agents? you guys would help them even if they're on another team. If you guys sent someone
Correct.
into Vegas, we would help them even though they're on your team. And there's a lot of power, and that's very hard to pull off. Most companies, this is our zone, this is our region, stay away from us, don't talk to them, don't talk to these people. They're going to mess with you, whatever. Everyone's against each other inside the
Yep.
company.
Yep.
There's really something special when you can talk to someone and they're giving you advice and mentoring you, and they're not making any money from you. You know, when someone is willing to spend an hour or two on the phone with you and working through your questions, and they're doing it for free, that's how you really know, like, okay, like this guy must be making enough money to where he doesn't really care. You know, he's just here to help other people make money, because ultimately that's what it's about.
Yeah. Huge. Well, we got some cool stuff coming that we're excited to share with. Actually, I'm just going to share it with you guys anyways. You're the first one to hear it.
Awesome.
So we have a free accidental death policy you can give customers, okay? And you can give it to 10 people. If you create a customer, you can give this to 10 people for free that they know, okay? And it's a legit real policy that they get. It's not, this isn't like some,
What's the
Has
catch?
to be on a Tuesday.
the whole goal is you can set someone up and write them more business.
Cool.
So no cost for leads.
It's like
Wow.
referrals on steroids.
Referrals on steroids. Yeah. A couple hours.
Okay.
Wow.
Can you give me a second? I got a couple people I gotta call.
Yeah, but what do you guys think of that?
That's amazing.
That's awesome.
And
I mean,
it's real free, a real
free.
carrier we use. And bam.
I
Dude,
think
the stuff that we're doing, I just want to tell you guys real quick what we're doing at Family First Life, the stuff that's coming. One of them is all of the leads will be pre-ordered and come in real time. Every single one of them. That's one huge thing. The other thing is all of the call software is integrated with your stuff. So you don't have to move anything, change it anywhere, and you can use compliant leads on power dialers and all these other things. Live transfers at a more affordable rate where we're not bidding against each other that you can get. Like there's some really, really, really sick things coming.
Wow.
And dude, the FFL is just going to keep getting better because now we're using integrity to help us, which has more resources than people actually know. So it's going to be sick. And then the Medicare deal.
Disrupt everything. How do you compete against that? You can't.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. But I'm glad you guys are on our team. I'm looking forward to building a big business with